Welcome back. My name is Dak. Today in this video we are reading the Boy Scout Handbook, 11th edition, Chapter 9. We are on camping. And one of the most well-known phrases, you can't have scouting without outing. So very well known among Boy Scouts, that's what you do. You go camping, you get outdoors, and you go do stuff. So let's read what Chapter 9 says about it. Camping. From your first tenderfoot campout to the rugged journeys you might already have taken deep into the backcountry, camping is scouting at its best. Learn how to make yourself comfortable outdoors for a night or more, and you'll be ready for all kinds of BSA adventures. The long, warm days of summer are perfect for campouts, but don't put away your tent and camp stove just because cold weather has arrived. Snow can turn familiar countryside into a wintry wilderness, just right for overnight trips. That might include snowshoeing, skiing, building igloos, and trekking animals. Master the skills needed for camping, and you'll have the knowledge to take care of yourself in the outdoors and to take care of the outdoors too. I feel like camping came out a lot from the Teddy Roosevelt time of like conservation and like taking care of the outdoors and stuff like that. Somewhere in the chat, put some sort of connection and link to Teddy Roosevelt and the Boy Scouts. Alright, the outdoor code. As an American, I will do my best to be clean in my outdoor manners, be careful with fire, be considerate in the outdoors, and be conservation minded. Be clean, be careful, be considerate, be conservation more. The 4 C's. The outdoor code reminds scouts of the importance of caring for the environment. The code's ideals have special meaning whenever you are camping, hiking, and taking part in other outdoor events. Being clean in your outdoor manners, careful with fire, and considerate means you can enjoy the outdoors to the fullest, but in ways you do the environment no harm. This handbook and your scout leaders will help you learn how. Being conservation-minded encourages the protection and the thoughtful use of natural resources. You can also roll up your sleeves and do your part in service projects that improve the condition of wildlife, water, air, forest, and the land itself. The wisdom you gain about the outdoors through your scouting experience can direct your actions wherever you are, whatever you do, and at every stage of your life. Your commitment to the outdoor code and your efforts to leave no trace will make a positive difference in the quality of the environment today and for generations to come. Read carefully the principles of Leave No Trace at the end of this chapter so you can do your part in protecting our Earth. Planning a camping trip. Plan ahead, and you will be prepared for anything you might meet along the way. See page 119 for the 5 W's of planning a hiking trip. Use the same method to figure out the where, when, who, why, and what of planning a camping trip. Oh, this seems like really big and overblown. Saturday, pack inspection 8 a.m., assembly flagpole 8:45, start trail 9:30. Where's your lunch? Oh, lunch, 12:30 to 1:30. 1:30 to 4:30 hike or something. I don't know, his hands covering it. Services. Okay, where's dinner? Where's breakfast? Campfire. Lights out 10 p.m. Wow, okay, sure. In 1803, the explorers Lewis and Clark set out on a 3-year journey across America. They secured the food they needed by hunting and by trading with Native Americans, but they had to carry everything else with them: tools, blankets, medicine, and pots and pans. Planning the gear, clothing, and food to take on a camping trip is important for scouts too. Pack just what you need and leave everything else at home. Camping will quickly show you the joys of living simply and well, just like these explorers of old. Where do you want to go? Every part of the United States has terrific places to camp. Your scoutmaster will know of some. So will officials at federal, state, and local land management agencies. Look for their numbers in the telephone directory. Camping equipment stores often have guidebooks that describe camping areas of interest, and a search of the internet might turn up information on outdoor opportunities near you. If you obtain permission, private lands might also offer good camping. Many scout camps can be used year-round. Yeah, I feel like today it's a Google search. When are you leaving and how long will you be gone? Know the length of a camping trip so that you can take along enough food, clothing, fuel, and gear. Based on the duration, 3 kinds of camping are short-term, long-term, and high adventure. Is that a typo on Scout? Short-term camping includes one-night outings and weekend trips. Many troops and patrols try to go camping once a month or more, often in local parks or at a BSA campgrounds. Long-term camping allows you to spend at least 6 days and 5 nights with your troop at scout camp or on expeditions into the backcountry, along rivers and lakes, and over the open road. These longer trips often occur in the summer, but you might have opportunities for winter outings too. High adventure treks begin at adventure bases operated by the BSA National Council or a BSA local council. Some troops also plan and embark on their own high adventure treks. On journeys of a week or longer, you can push toward a mountaintop, paddle your canoe across wilderness lakes, or even sail a ship on the open sea. For information, see Passport to High Adventure, BSA publication number 4310. Who is going with you? Most scout camping trips will include your patrol or troop and several adult leaders. Group sites and scout camps and public campgrounds are laid out so that the reasonable activities of large groups will not bother other campers or harm the environment. In many areas, though, a big group can be hard on the land by trampling vegetation and requiring a lot of space for tents and cooking. The noise and visual impact of a large group might disturb other hikers and campers who are trying to get away from crowds. Be considerate of other people and limit your impact on the environment by learning about any local guidelines on group size and then obeying them. Do not exceed the group size established by landowners or land management agencies, often set at no more than 8 to 11 campers, including at least 2 adult leaders. In highly restricted areas, each patrol should plan its own itinerary that is different from that of any other patrol. Each patrol should also hike, camp, and cook its own as a separate and distinct group. By following area regulations on group size, Scouts show that they can protect the land and be courteous to others. Breaking those rules sends the wrong message about scouting to everyone. How much does scout camping cost? Camping can be simple and inexpensive. Much of the clothing you need for the outdoors is probably in your closet right now. Many troops have tents, cook pots, and other group overnight gear. Some of your personal camping gear can be made from things around the house or purchased at surplus stores, garage sales, and from the BSA's National Supply Division. You might be asked to cover your share of meal costs, but there are probably ways you can earn a few dollars for camp. Ask your scoutmaster. No scout should ever be left behind because of lack of money. So right here, I feel like this is a little bit disingenuous. Just the clothes alone to properly, like if you were to go to the Boy Scouts and like buy the proper clothes, they're outrageously expensive. Why are you going? To have fun, of course, to learn about the outdoors, to be with your friends, see new sights, and explore the backcountry. You will come up with plenty of reasons to go camping. What should you take with you? Carry your Scout outdoor essentials on every Scout outing. When you want to camp out under the stars, add personal and group overnight gear. Use the following checklist to gather what you'll need. Personal overnight camping gear. Scout outdoor essentials. Pocket knife, first aid kit, extra clothing, rain gear, water bottle, flashlight, trail food, matches and fire starters, sun protection, map and compass. For more description of the outdoor essentials, turn to page 208 through 210. Clothing for the season. For clothing checklist, turn to pages 203 through 4. Backpack, rain cover for backpack, sleeping bag or 2 or 3 blankets, sleeping pad, ground cloth, eating kit, spoon, plate, bowl, cup. For more information on eating kit, see page 264. Cleanup kit, soup, soap, toothbrush, toothpaste, dental floss, comb, washcloth, towel. Personal extras, optional. Watch, camera and film, notebook, pencil and pen, sunglasses, small musical instrument, swimsuit, gloves. Patrol or group overnight camping gear. Tents with poles, stakes, ground cloths and lines, dining fly, nylon cord 50 feet, backpacking stoves and fuel, cooking kit, pots and pans, spatula, large spoon and a ladle, depending on menus, plastic sheets, 2 4x4, matches and butane lighters in waterproof containers. For more on cook kits, see page 264. Cleanup kit, sponge or dishcloth, biodegradable soap, sanitizing rinse agent, bleach, scouring pads, no soap type, plastic trash bags, toilet paper and plastic bag, repair kit, thread, needles, safety pins, group extras, optional, hot pot tongues, camp shovel, water container, 1 gallon or 2 half-gallon collapsible plastic, wash basin, grill, pot rods, patrol flag, small U.S. flag, axe, camp saw. Pack it in, pack it out. Whatever you take to camp must be carried back home. Don't leave anything behind, as litter, cans, clotheslines, or tent stakes. Nothing buried and nothing thrown into the woods, lakes, or streams. Backpack. A backpack gives you a place to stow your camping gear and food. Fully loaded, it should be comfortable to carry for a short hike to a campground or a long day on the trail. Most backpacks have an external metal frame or a stiff internal frame that gives the pack its shape and stability. A hip belt shifts the weight from your shoulders to the strong muscles of your legs. Your pack might also have outside pockets for water bottles, maps, and other gear that you might want to reach quickly. Backpacks with external frames are great for general backpacking, especially taking on open trails. Different backpacks will fit differently. If you will be choosing from among several models, try each one with plenty of weight packed inside. Adjust the straps and hip belt for a better fit. Because it is snug against your back, an internal frame pack is a good choice for skiing and mountaineering as well as backpacking. Packing up long age. In BSA's early years, many scouts made bedroll packs by rolling their equipment and supplies inside their blankets. They bent the loaded blankets into a horseshoe shape, tied the ends together, and slung the bundle over one shoulder. Bedroll packs weren't as roomy or as easy to carry as today's backpacks, but they got the job done. Ooh, classic. Classic nostalgia. Packing up. Stuff sacks. A handy way to organize your gear is by putting clothing into one stuff sack, cooking utensils into another, and so on. Bread wrappers can be used as stuff sacks. Even better are 1 gallon self-selling plastic bags. Sturdy nylon stuff sacks can be purchased at camp supply stores. Loading a pack. In addition to your own gear, you might carry some patrol or group equipment. Your share might include several pots, part of a tent, a camp stove, and some food. Arrange soft items in your pack so that they will cushion your back. Keep your rain gear, flashlight, first aid kit, and water bottle near the top or in the outside pockets where you can reach them easily. If there is room, you can put your sleeping bag inside your pack. Otherwise, wrap it with a ground cloth or stuff it in a plastic trash bag to protect it from the elements, and tuck it under the pack's top flap or strap it to the frame. Stowing items of gear in the same place in your pack each time you get ready for the trail helps you quickly find what you need when you need it. Rain cover. Most backpacks will protect your gear from a light shower, but heavy rains can leak through the fabric. If you leave your pack outside during the night, you can fit a large plastic trash bag over it to keep it dry. On rainy hikes, cut a slit in the bag so that you can cover the pack and still leave the straps free. Tuck the loose ends of the bag behind the straps or under the frame. Cooking pot too big to fit inside your pack? Try slipping it over one end of your sleeping bag before you strap the bag to the frame. Good practical idea. Selecting a campsite. Much of the success of a campout depends upon the campsite you choose. A good site offers plenty to see and do. It is also easy on the land, allowing you to camp without leaving a trace. Here are some pointers for deciding where to make camp. Environmental impact. Protect the environment by using established campsites whenever you can, or by camping on durable surfaces that will not be harmed by your presence. If fires are allowed, build them in existing fire rings. Try not to put fresh marks on the land. Carelessness in choosing a campsite can harm the land in several ways. Tents will mat down vegetation and cut it off from water, air, and sunlight. Campers walking to and from cooking areas, water sources, and their tents will trample vegetation and form unwanted pathways. The weight of many footsteps in the same area will compact the soil, making it difficult for new plants to take the root and sometimes leading to erosion. A trail is an example of a strip of soil that has become so compacted that nothing will grow in it. The same is true of many campsites. We accept them because they concentrate human activities to limited areas, leaving the rest of the landscape untouched. However, it is important to do all you can to recognize and bypass places that might not withstand the impact of camping and hiking. Safety. Don't pitch your tents under dead trees or limbs that might fall in a storm. Stay out of gullies or other low spots that could flood. Choose a site away from lone trees, mountain tops, high ridges, and other likely targets of lightning. Camp some distance from game trails, especially in bear country. Size. A site must be large enough for patrol members to pitch their tents and cook their meals. When hanging food to keep it away from animals, find the trees you need at least 200 feet, 75 steps, away from where you will be sleeping. Water. Your patrol will require water for drinking, cooking, and cleanup, several gallons a day for each scout. Public water supplies are safest. Water taken from streams, rivers, or lakes must be purified before use. Camping in dry regions can be rewarding, though you might want to carry water to your site. For more information on purifying water, see page 256. Terrain. Does the site slope gently for good drainage? Leaves, pine needles, and other natural cover can keep the ground from becoming muddy. An area open to the east and south will catch sunlight early in the day and perhaps be drier than slopes facing north. Ooh, here's a picture of a camp stove. Stoves and campfires. Where fires are permitted, look for a site with an existing fire ring and a good supply of dead twigs and fallen branches. If fires are not allowed, wood is scarce, or you don't want to spend much time preparing meals, use a lightweight camp stove to heat your water and cook your food. For more on stoves and campfires, see pages 248 through 55. Privacy. Respect the privacy of others. Trees, bushes, and some forms of terrain can screen your camp from trails and neighboring campsites. When other campers are staying nearby, keep the noise down. Permission. Get permission from owners before camping on private property. Check well ahead of time with land managers of public parks, forests, and reserves. They can issue any permits you need and might suggest how you can make the most of your campout. Be easy on the land. Several types of terrain demand special care in campsite selection. Meadows. Whenever possible, camp in the forest away from meadows and the trees at their edge. Meadows can be important feeding areas for animals that could be frightened away by your activities. Deeper in the woods, you'll be sheltered from sun and wind, and your camp will blend into its surroundings. You are also less likely to beat down meadow grasses and create erosion. Lakes and streams. Bodies of water might be heavily used by wildlife. Pitch your tents at least 200 feet, 75 steps, away from streams and lakes. That will allow the animals to reach the water and will reduce your impact on shorelines. Alpine areas. Winters in the high mountains are often long and harsh, leaving plants just a few warm months in which to grow. Camping on top of alpine vegetation can cause it serious harm. Make your high mountain camps in established campsites on bare ground or on snowfields. Tarps and tents. Tarps. A tarp is a large waterproof sheet often used on scout camping trips as a dining fly to cover the camp kitchen. When the bugs and the weather aren't too bad, tarps also make fine lightweight sleeping shelters. Some tarps have metal rings called grommets spaced along the edges so you can tie cords through them with bowline knots. If there are no grommets, you can still attach lines to a tarp. Start with plenty of 1/4-inch cord and a handful of smooth stones the size of golf balls. Form a loop by tying 2 half hitches in the end of a piece of cord, or make the loops for a clove hitch. Hold a stone under the corner of the sheet. Work the knot over the tarp fabric on the stone, then draw it tight. To tie a bowline knot, see page 149. For 2 half hitches, see page 36. For a clove hitch, see page 139. And there's a picture of a dining fly. Experiment with different ways to set up a tarp. For a dining fly over your cooking area, try tying a rope between 2 trees with taut line hitches and tightening the rope so it is 6 to 8 feet above the ground. Drape the tarp over the rope, pull out the corners, and use taut line hitches to tie guy lines, ropes attached to the corners, to trees or stakes. to tie a taut line hitch, see page 37. Set the tarp close to the ground if you want to sleep under it. Lowering the edges will give you extra protection from the wind. A homemade tarp or ground cloth. Make inexpensive tarps and ground cloths from a sheet of polyethylene plastic, like that used by carpenters to cover stored lumber. The best thickness for camp use is, I can't see what that says, which means 4/1000th of an inch. Polyethylene plastic is sold in hardware stores in 10 to 12 feet wide rolls. To make a tarp, ask a clerk to cut pieces that is as long as it is wide. A ground cloth should be about the size of your tent's floor. Okay. I always just had them pre-done. I've never had to make one. Tents. Most tents have the shape of an A-frame or a dome and are roomy enough for 2 to 4 campers. Many are made of breathable nylon that allow moisture to escape. A waterproof nylon fly pitch tent over the body of the tent shields it from rain, snow, and wind. Tents that are shades of green, brown, gray, or dark blue can reduce the visual impact of a campsite by blending in with their surroundings. Each tent should also have its own metal or plastic stakes and strong, lightweight poles made of aluminum or fiberglass. The poles come apart into sections that will fit into your pack. One scout can take the tent body and poles while another carries the rain fly and stakes. When you're ready to pitch your tent, first you must choose a level site. Remove stones and large sticks, but don't disturb pine needles or grasses. Spread out on a ground cloth to protect the tent floor from dirt, sharp objects, and moisture. Unfold the tent on top of the ground cloth. Pull out the corners of the floor and stake them to the ground. Then assemble the poles and put them in place. Use taut line hitches to tie the free ends of guy lines around stakes you've pushed into the ground and pull the lines tight. Finish by putting the rain fly over the tent and staking it down. Never dig ditches around your tent. They leave scars on the ground that can take a long time to heal. Select a site that drains well and you will stay dry without disturbing the land. Whenever possible, let your tent dry in the sun before you take it down. When that's not possible and you have to pack a wet tent, set it up as soon as you get home and hang it indoors and be sure it dries completely before putting it away. That will prevent mildew from ruining the fabric. Oh, so true. I've seen many, many tents that get destroyed by a campout. They just come home and scouts do not undo it and then they're just ruined. They're just nasty looking stuff. No flames in tents. Keep all flames away from tents. Never use candles, matches, stoves, heaters, or lanterns in or near tents. No tent is fireproof. All of them can burn or melt when exposed to heat. Flashlights only. Ground beds. At home, a mattress beneath you and blankets on top trap your body heat and keep you warm. Outdoors, a couple of blankets will do the same on summer campouts in mild weather. You might want to fold the blankets into a shape of an envelope. If you have a choice, though, use a sleeping bag. Because it is snug around your body, a bag will often be warmer than blankets. It will also be easier to pack and to keep clean. Sleeping bag. The cloth part of your sleeping bag is called the shell. Inside the shell is fill material of synthetic fibers or the down and feathers of ducks and geese. The fill traps your body heat and holds it close to you. For more warmth, zip the bag closed and pull the drawstring snug around your face. To keep it loft or thickness evenly distributed, shake your sleeping bag each time you use it. Sleeping pad. Increase your comfort and warmth with a sleeping pad, a piece of foam that will give you a soft surface on which to sleep and will prevent the cold ground from drawing away your body heat. Pads are often lighter and more durable than air mattresses, and they insulate better. You can find them at camping supply stores. Ground cloth. Keep moisture away from your bedding with a ground cloth, a plastic sheet cut to the size of your sleeping bag or tent floor. If you will be using a tent, tuck the edges of the ground cloth beneath the tent floor so that rainwater will not collect on the cloth and run under the tent. How to prepare a ground bed. To sleep beneath the open sky in good weather, you will want to know how to make a warm ground bed. First, find a fairly level spot. Toss aside stones and sticks that might poke you, but don't rake away pine needles or leaves. They will cushion your bed and reduce your impact on the land. Spread out your ground cloth. Lay the sleeping pad on top of it, then arrange your sleeping bag or blankets on the pad. For a pillow, stuff extra clothing inside a sweater or sleeping bag sack. It's a good idea to leave your bag rolled up until you are ready to sleep so that your bedding won't be dampened by humidity or dew. Make a ground bed in a tent is not much different from making one in the open. You won't need a ground cloth inside the tent. There should already be one spread under the floor. When you crawl into bed, keep your shoes or hiking boots closed. Stow your watch, glasses, and other small items in one of them. Drop your flashlight into the other so you can find it in the dark. Have a water bottle nearby too in case you get thirsty before dawn. In the morning, shake out your boots before you put them on. Small creatures sometimes creep inside in search of shelter and warmth. You might discover that you are warmer in a tent because it blocks the wind. Wearing a warm cap to bed also helps prevent heat loss. Changing into dry clothes before crawling into your sleeping bag will help you stay warm too. You can pull on a warm shirt during the night and a sweater, extra socks, and even mittens. Finally, don't go to bed hungry. Your body can produce plenty of heat, but only if it has calories to burn. Keeping clean. Hard work and play can leave you dusty. Always wash your hands with soap and water before handling food. On a one-night campout, you won't need to do much more than brush and floss your teeth before bed. You can clean up when you get home. During longer adventures, you and those around you will be much happier if you wash your body once in a while. Doing it the right way will prevent any harm to the environment. Many kinds of soap can be harmful to aquatic plants and animals. Biodegradable soaps are safer because they can be reduced to a harmless substance by organisms in the ground, but keep all soap at least 200 feet, 75 steps, away from any stream, lake, or spring. Fill a basin or a pot with water, carry it away from the source, and then use it to bathe. Scatter the water when you are finished. Personal cleanup kit. Soap. A little goes a long way. A bar that's nearly used up will be plenty, or a small plastic bottle of biodegradable soap. Store your soap in a plastic bag. Small towel and washcloth. It's usually best to take a dark colored towel and washcloth. Also, don't choose from your family's best set of towels. Toothbrush and toothpaste. You won't need much. Get the smallest tube you can find, or save a family tube when it's almost empty. Dental floss. Flossing every day helps keep your gums and teeth in good shape. Floss can also be used as a strong sewing thread for emergency repairs. Cat holes and latrines. Getting rid of human waste outdoors requires special care. If the campground has restrooms or outhouses, be sure to use them. If it doesn't, dig a cat hole or a latrine. Completely bury used toilet paper. Always wash your hands with soap and water when you are finished. Cat hole. Find a private spot at least 200 feet, 75 steps from your water, campsite, and trails. Dig a hole 6 to 8 inches deep with your heel, a stick, or a shovel. Organisms in the top layers of earth will break down human waste. Fill the cat hole with soil when you are finished and replace any ground cover. Push a stick into the earth to warn others against digging in the same area. Latrine. A patrol, troop, or other large group camping in the same place for 2 nights or more can help lessen its impact on the land by digging a single latrine rather than making dozens of cat holes. Checking with a ranger or other local expert for guidance. With a shovel, dig a shallow trench a foot wide and 3 to 4 feet long. Remove and save any ground cover. As with a cat hole, dig no deeper than the topsoil so that the waste will be buried in organic earth where it will turn into soil nutrients. Sprinkle a layer of dirt in the latrine after each use to keep away flies and hold down odors. Return all the soil in the latrine when you break camp and put back the ground cover. See, this is the part of camping that bothers me the most. Going to the bathroom outdoors. When I was a Boy Scout, I hated this part. It made me so uncomfortable. When I was a camp counselor at a Boy Scout camp, I always went to the main actual bathroom. But even though it was difficult because it's they were overused with hundreds of young men that would get sick, and it was just nasty. That's something you don't talk about. It's just nasty. Leave no trace. Outdoor and ethics. Principles of leave no trace. 1. Plan ahead and prepare. Proper trip planning and preparation helps hikers and campers accomplish trip goals safely and enjoyable while minimizing damage to natural and cultural resources. Campers who plan ahead can avoid unexpected situations and minimize their impact by complying with area regulations such as observing limitations on group size. 2. Camp and travel on durable surfaces. Damage to land occurs when visitors trample vegetation or communities of organisms beyond recovery. The resulting barren areas develop into undesirable trails, campsites, and soil erosion. 3. Pack it in, pack it out. This simple yet effective saying motivates backcountry visitors to take their trash home with them. It makes sense to carry out of the backcountry the extra materials taken there by your group or others. Minimize the need to pack out food scraps by carefully planning meals. Accept the challenge of packing out everything you bring. In my experience, there's just trash everywhere. You go anywhere that's seen any sort of normal usage, and there's just always going to be trash. My scoutmasters, everyone, they always made us actually clean it up. Like, that was the thing. We brought extra bags just to clean them up. But like a lot of people that just go camping, throw beer bottles, throw water bottles, throw stuff, bags of chips, just see lots of trash everywhere. Leave what you find. Number 4. Allow others a sense of discovery. Leave rocks, plants, animals, archaeological artifacts, and other objects as you find them. It may be illegal to remove artifacts. 5. Minimize campfire use. Some people would not think of camping without a campfire. Yet the naturalness of many areas has been degraded by overuse of fires and increasing demand for firewood. 6. Respect wildlife. Quick movements and loud noises are stressful to animals. Considerate campers observe wildlife from afar, give animals a wide berth, store food securely, and keep garbage and food scraps away from animals. Help keep wildlife wild. 7. Respect others. Thoughtful campers travel and camp in small groups. Keep the noise down. Select campsites away from other groups. Always travel and camp quietly. Wear clothing and use gear that blend with the environment. Respect private property and leave gates, open or closed, as found. Be considerate of other campers and respect their privacy. For more on camping, see the Field Book, BSA publication. For more information on the Order of the Arrow, the BSA's National Brotherhood of Honor Campers, see page 426 through 27. All right, and that's it for Chapter 9. If you made it all the way through this video, be sure to give us a like and a subscribe. Share your thoughts. So what were some of your favorite camping adventures? Did I get anything wrong? Is there anything missing? Feel free to have a conversation here. All right, we'll see you next time, and then we'll be doing Chapter 10, Cooking.